Hello YouTubers, my name is Attila Mate from Blue Sky Photography, and today I would like to talk to you about my final review of the Carl Zeiss Planar 85mm f1.4 lens, portrait lens. This is the lens, as you can see on a Fuji camera. It is pretty big on Fuji camera, you know, because this is obviously a DSLR lens, and I made a video about why I purchased this lens instead of the Fuji 56mm or 90mm portrait lenses. And if you want to see that video, then search in my channel. I will place a card up here so you can see that video. I had my reasons why I purchased this lens, and I don't want to talk about it now because it will be too long. So you can see in that video. Now, my final opinion about this lens. Build quality wise, I have to tell you, this is the first pure Carl Zeiss lens I own. I had in my hand before, but this is the first one I own. And I have to tell you that build quality wise, I never had such a good build quality lens in my hand before. You can feel, when you get this lens in your hand, you can feel the build quality on this lens. You know, it's unbelievable. Even the lens hood, you know, it's pure metal, and it's when you put the lens hood on, you know, you can hear that firm click when the lens hood gets in. You know, it's unbelievably precise and good, everything on this lens. And let's not even talk, this is a pure manual lens, so the focus ring, you know, how it's dampened and how it's the resistance of the focus ring. It is very important when you are focusing the resistance. If it's too easy to turn the ring, it's not good. If it's too difficult, again, it's not good, because it can be jumpy if you have to put force on it, you know. So it's really important to find the right amount of resistance, you know, in lens. Now I have to tell you, this is optimal. This is really easy to focus with this lens, really, really easy. Now, I shot with this lens a good few days now, and obviously I will show you some photos made with this lens, you know, and some portraits, because obviously I bought this lens for portraits. And I will also make a video where I will compare this lens with Samyang. Now, at the moment, I don't have the Samyang 85mm lens, but I try to get one and to compare with that one. But I own the Samyang 135mm f2 lens, and I know it's not the right comparison because it's 135mm with 85. But I just would like to see the image quality difference, if there is any difference between the Carl Zeiss and the Samyang. So, but that will be a different video, like I said. Now, image quality wise, about this lens. First of all, it obviously doesn't have image stabilization, so you have to deal with that. But we are talking about portraits, so I don't think that's a big issue. For me, it's not a big issue at all. And hopefully, anyway, even in Fuji cameras, you know, I think that the next camera will have in-body image stabilization anyway, so it's not a big deal. But image quality-wise, this lens is really good. Now, until now, when people were talking about that Zeiss lenses, they have a specific look. They have a pop in the picture, you know. They have. I wasn't really understand what they are talking about. Like I said, I hold many times Zeiss lenses in my hand, but I never owned one, and I never shot with the lens, and just to compare, you know, the picture with other photos. But now that I have, and I tried, you know, I see the difference in the separation, in the color rendering, in the micro contrast. There is a difference in the photos. Now, if we speak about sharpness, this lens would not be, especially wide open, will not be the sharpest lens on the face of the earth. But this lens I want for portraits. Now, for portraits, let's call it, it's not as important, the sharpness, as for other things, you know. But if you stop down this lens to f2 or f1.8 or f2 or f2.8, it will be tech sharp. It will be very sharp. But when we speak about f1.4, and that's the reason you buy an f1.4 lens, this is not the sharpest lens I've met. And I have to tell you that the Fuji lenses, the original Fuji lenses, which the 56mm and the 90mm, these two portrait lenses from Fuji, they are sharper than this lens. And I can guarantee you that the 56mm f1.2 lens, even in f1.2, it is sharper than this. But the photos are a little bit different. The whole photo, when you look at the whole photo, it looks a little bit different. I don't know why. But let's get into my computer. I will show you some shots, some photos we made with my friend. We were out, in the afternoon and tried out, and I will show you some photos made with this lens, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Other than that, I think that this is a lens which it was good 10 years ago, and it will be very good even after another 10-15 years. So I purchased this lens, and I will purchase another Zeiss lens, and another two lenses probably, the 25mm and 135mm. These three I want to purchase for portraits especially. And these lenses, because they are manual lenses, and they are designed full metal, and it's made and designed to last. And in my opinion, they will be really good even after 10-15 years. So if I get in any camera system or whatever I do, I can adapt this lens on it and just work away. So let's get into my computer. I will show you the photos I made with this lens. I don't want to bother you with all the technical specifications of the lens, because you can find it anyway. It is one of my favorite lenses, I tell you, when it comes to portraits. So let's get into my computer and let's see those photos. So we are in my computer now, and let's open up Zoner Photo Studio and let's see some photos. Now you can see over here two photos. I selected two photos so you just can see the difference, because one photo, this one, was made with the Nikon D7200, and you can see down here the EXIF data. And this photo was made with the Fujifilm X-T20. Now the EXIF data over here, you can see only the shutter speed and the ISO, and that 135mm is the equivalent of the 85mm lens, on an APS-C. So that's why it says 135mm, because manually you have to introduce, and I didn't introduce 85mm, I just forgot that. So and the F0 you see over here, because it is a dumb adapter and you cannot see the aperture value. But all the photos, these photos I made with f1.4, and some of them I made with f2.8, but you can see the difference between them. So let's see a few of these photos. Now you can see over here this side that the Nikon D7200 has a little bit yellowish colors. Both cameras, they were on the standard picture profile, and nothing were applied. So these are raw files. You can see over here NEF file and RAW, so it's raw files. Both, nothing was done with the files, not edited, nothing at all. This is how it came out from the camera directly. Now the Nikon colors are a little bit warmer, Fuji colors are a little bit cooler. Now it depends on your taste, how you like it. In my opinion, for me, the Fuji colors a little bit look much, I don't know, realistic than the Nikon colors, but that's not a big issue, because you can resolve that in post-processing anytime. So let's get a little bit closer. You can see over here that the lens is really sharp when it comes to close-ups. I mean, you can zoom in 100% and it is really sharp. You see at f1.4, it's good enough. I mean, not as sharp as the Fuji lenses, because Fuji lenses, when you zoom into 100%, it will be much more sharper. But this, for portraits, this lens is enough sharp, more than enough, I would say. Now, again, like I told you before, Just look at the photo and you can see that the photo pops, you know. It's, I don't know, you can see the details on the, even without zooming in, you know, you can see all the details in the this jumper, you know, and you can see like it stands out, you know, the separation of the subject, you know. It's really good with this lens, and the micro contrasts and everything, you know, what it stands out. It's really good. I really like it. Now, like I said, it's not the sharpest lens, but in this case, for portraits, if I would have the possibility to choose a lens which is sharper than this, but doesn't have color rendition like this one, doesn't have micro contrasts like this one, doesn't have color rendition like this one, you know, I would choose this lens instead of the sharper one, because for portraits, I would say this is much better than other lenses. Now, obviously, if you are not in manual focus, then you can forget about it, because it's pretty difficult to focus with this lens. You have to learn, because it's 85 millimeter, kind of 135 millimeter field of view on a full frame camera, and 1.4 is pretty narrow, I tell you. The depth of field is really narrow. It's not a joke, like. So there you can see these photos. They are really good. I would say that I love this lens. I love this lens. I don't know. Now, again, this is another photo made with the Nikon D7200, both of them. You can see over here that these photos were made with f1.8, so it was top down a little bit, the lens. And you can see again over here that there's unbelievable good quality. The picture quality or image quality of this photo is just look at the separation of this one. Look, it's like the subject is placed, you know, in it's really good. I really like it. This one as well, you know, it's a little bit this is not as tight as this one, but it's still really good separation. If you look at that, unbelievably good separation. Yeah. Now, this is another one about the flower, and this photo was made with the Fujifilm X-T20, if I'm not wrong, or the other Fuji camera. No, it's the X-T20, yeah. I think so. Just 1 second now. Yeah, X-T20, Fujifilm X-T20, yeah. So if you look at this, look at the bokeh in the background. It is great. And look at those colors, you know, it's unbelievable. I really like these colors. I really like it. And I have to tell you that it's I don't say that there are no other lenses which has the same color rendition and the same micro contrast. No, I don't say that. And this is not the best lens ever made, you know, no. But for this price point, I gave 900, 800 and something plus postage, so 900 euro altogether for this lens. And for 900 euro and the actual benefits what you get with this lens, because you can use this lens with any other camera, you know, I can just adapt on any camera and use it, full frame cameras, and let's not forget that this lens is made for full frame cameras. So if you put this lens on a 40 megapixel full frame camera, it will be even better. Now, like I said, this is I like the color rendition. I like the micro contrast. Look at those micro contrasts even in the bokeh in the back. You know, it's unbelievably good. I tell you, I really like it. Now this is the flower I made the close-up shot this before. This is in my backyard, you know, and if you get closer to this wall, the focus was over here. I focused over here on this area, obviously manually. So if you look at this wall, look at those details over there. Now this is a JPEG file. This is not a RAW file. This is the RAW file, the same RAW file. But if you look at this wall, you know, you can see the details until it starts to pixelize. Now this photo was made with f2.8. So this photo was made with f2.8, not with f1.4. And this photo was made with f2.8 as well. This one was made with f2.8 as well. Because I made a close-up, you know, I had to stop down the lens, because otherwise the depth of field will be so shallow that you couldn't see almost anything. So I had to stop down to f2.8. Now, if you ask me about the sharpness and about all in all, I would say that if you want a lens which will probably will work even after you die. You know, it will be, even for your son, it will be a great lens, or even for your daughter. I would say the Zeiss lens, it's like that. You know, it is a great lens. It is an excellent lens. Is it the sharpest lens on the market? No, it's not. Is it the best lens on the market? No, it's not. There are better lenses than this one. But for this amount of money, what you can buy this lens, I tell you that this lens is unbeatable. Build quality wise, image quality wise, and all in all, price value for money what you get, you know, it is unbelievably good, I tell you. I mean, it's nonsense to buy another lens which when you are just stocked, you know. If you are just with Fuji system, or if you are with other systems, Nikon system, just you can buy Nikon lens. But if you want to use on multiple systems, you know, and or if you want to make sure that you can use that lens with any camera, even in the future, if you just change your camera, this is the way to go. So I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. I hope that you liked it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and share my videos. And if you have any question regarding this lens, or if you want to know anything about this lens, please leave a comment down below, and I will try my best to answer your questions. Or if you want to add something to this video, if you think that you know a secret or something about this lens, feel free and leave a comment down below. Please tell me your opinion. What do you think about this lens? Do you think that it's worth the money or not? I'm not the perfect person. I bought this lens. Do I regret that I bought this lens? No, I don't. If I could buy again, would I buy this lens? I think I would buy this lens. I would not buy the Fuji lens because, like I said, I like to use Nikon cameras as well, and that's the reason I would buy this one. If I would be only with Fuji, definitely I would buy the Fuji lens, not this one, because the Fuji lenses are sharper. Maybe the color rendition is not the same, maybe the micro contrast is not the same, but it is sharper. It is it's out of focus. There are some distinct advantages over this one, but for me this is a very, very, very good lens. I really like it. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe and share my videos, and hit the notification button near the subscribe button to get notified when I upload another video. And other than that, I wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.
Oh, gonna give it a shot, only one of me, to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero.